In a forgotten alleyway of a busy city lived a man named George, a homeless wanderer whose face was more familiar with pavement than pillows. His life had become a blur of cold mornings, hungry afternoons, and long, silent nights. George wasn't old, but life had aged him. His hair was graying early, his back was hunched slightly from sleeping on stone, and his hope had thinned like the soles of his shoes. Each day, he sat near a broken fountain in the city square, holding a tin cup with chipped edges. People passed him like he was a shadow, always there but never really seen. Some days, he made enough for a sandwich. Other days, nothing at all. Then came that day, the day that changed everything. The afternoon sun burned through the sky when someone tossed a shiny 1 rupee coin into George's cup. He didn't even see the face of the person, just the clink and then silence. He picked it up carefully, as if it might vanish. It gleamed, not just with metal, but with possibility. 1 coin meant food, maybe even a warm drink. For someone with nothing, it felt like the world. He stood up, slowly, and began walking toward the bakery 2 blocks away. But halfway there, he heard something, a soft, muffled cry, a sound that sliced through the noise of the street. He turned. By a lamppost sat a young woman, her clothes ragged, holding a toddler who couldn't stop sobbing. Her face was red from exhaustion. The child was too weak to cry loudly, the kind of cry that came from a stomach that hadn't been fed. George paused. His steps stopped, but his heart began to move. He looked at the coin in his palm, tightened his fist around it, then loosened it. He walked over, knelt down, and gently placed the coin in the woman's hand. She looked at him, stunned. "I can't take this," she said, her voice cracking. "You need it too." George shook his head. "Not today. Today, I think you need it more." And he walked away, quietly. No drama, no glory, just a simple act. But someone did notice. Sitting on a nearby bench was Mr. Harold Jameson, a retired carpenter known for his blunt honesty and soft heart. He'd watched George for weeks, a man who never begged loudly, never chased people, never complained. That day, Harold saw more than a man giving away a coin. He saw sacrifice. That evening, Harold approached George near the fountain. "You gave away your only coin," Harold said. George gave a tired smile. Didn't feel right to keep it. "You know," Harold said, "I could use a hand around my workshop. It's not much, but I pay fair, and there's an old couch you could sleep on. If you're willing." George stared at him, unsure if he was dreaming. "I don't need charity," he said cautiously. "It's not charity," Harold replied. "It's an exchange. Your kindness for a chance." That night, for the first time in years, George slept indoors. Warm, full, and hopeful. Weeks turned into months. George became a trusted helper in Harold's workshop. He was no longer invisible. He was dependable. He swept the floors, organized tools, and even learned woodworking. For the first time in years, he had direction and dignity. One rainy evening, while cleaning an old cabinet, George found a dusty jar on the shelf. Inside was a single, shiny 1 rupee coin. He held it up. "What's this?" Harold smiled. A reminder that 1 coin can be priceless in the right hands. Years passed. George eventually took over the workshop when Harold grew too old to manage it. He fixed furniture, trained young workers, and every week he left a few warm meals on a bench in the square, right next to the old fountain where his life had changed. He even hung a small wooden sign beside it, in memory of the coin that taught me the cost of kindness. And he never missed a week. Have you ever wondered what one small act of kindness can do? George gave away everything he had and found something more valuable in return. Sometimes the biggest change begins with the smallest gift. If this story moved you, give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it today, and don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Tales for more powerful, life-changing stories. Remember, generosity multiplies.